Uh, we're going to go over something that I've been doing for quite some time now, years and years actually. Had a piece of equipment come here one day inadvertently from a therapist that used to come in about once a week for a while. But it got a little expensive, so she ended up having to deal with another patient who was much, much worse than me. So, we parted ways. However, she gifted me an adjustable bench and bolster. And when I first got the bench, I was just thinking to myself, what am I going to do with this? And even at the time, a caregiver who used to come in every morning, woman Sandra, prior to Mary retiring and stuff like that, I would tell her all the time, I would train and stuff like that. And I felt, I didn't like the feeling of helplessness. I didn't like the feeling of being a fucking victim. So I decided to change that. And I would tell her quite often, I'm like, listen, I'm training. My job is to make it so you don't have a job. Now, she would look at me with a confused look, like, what why? Why do you want me not to work here? I'd be like, no. I want to lessen the burden on you and put more of the responsibilities on my shoulders. And what I meant by that is that I wanted to take a back ability so that she didn't have to use a Hoyer lift to get me in and out of bed, actually have to go and shower me. I thought it was a little fucking disturbing myself. It's one of those things, you learn how to be self-sufficient as a younger man, a younger child, and then when you have an injury of this magnitude and you have to start all over again, well then, if you're starting all over again, when you're training, mean what you're doing. Push yourself. And when I got this bench, like I said, I scratched my head wondering, what in the heck am I going to do with this thing? What is this? I had no idea. But after some time, I decided, what? I think I could probably get on and straddle that bench. And it took a while. And is it hard? Yeah, it's hard. Okay. But it's not hard. It's just hard, but there's a lot of technique behind it. So I learned how to do that, and then I sat there looking at the bench one day, and I was looking at my chair, and I was like, I wonder if I can, Well, it took about 1 billion years, what would seem to be 1 billion years, but I was able to get myself back into my chair. And that was a huge fucking step. I've fallen out of my chair several occasions, a lot of different things. I've slid out, whatever. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to fuck yourself up. One way to fuck yourself up is not wearing your seatbelt. Because a lot of times shit goes down on the floor, I gotta pick it up. And then, you gotta get yourself, here's harm, here's the way. Here's where they come together. Get yourself out of harm in the way. You're going to put yourself in harm in the way and make yourself stronger. I don't feel as if this is an option for quadriplegics. You can sit there and sniffle and everything else like that and woe is me all day. And no one's going to, point the finger and be like, oh, what a pussy. But there is one person that used to call me a pussy every fucking day. And I still call myself that. I call myself a fucking pussy. Only because I haven't gotten out of this fucking chair and up and be able to function yet. Now, perhaps maybe the injury's got something to do with it, but it's not going to be from a lack of conviction. But today we're going to do something else. A video I had done a while back, Save Yourself. I'll put a link in the description box below. I had been doing this for quite some time, but we're going to go over how to get in and out of the chair again today. Getting out, not so hard. Takes a little while, and pay attention to what you're doing. Getting back in, yeah, you need strength. You need core strength, arm strength, and everything else like that. But there's technique behind it. There's a regiment that I go through every fucking day, on and off the floor. I find training on the floor to be numero motherfucking uno. It's good for stretching, it's good for strengthening. However, after that, we still got the tower to fight. We're still doing pull downs. We're doing all sorts of shit, but Stick around. We're going to get on and off the bench today. Ought to be rather interesting. Ought to be. Well, there you go. You can slice it, you can dice it, you can do whatever you want. It requires some strength, but you'll notice, just take a look at where the position of my hands, what I'm doing, and everything else like that. And it's a routine. You go through the same thing time and time and time and time and time and time and time again. It becomes second nature. Get your strength, get a technique, save yourself. There are people out there that are assisting you and stuff like that. However, it is your job to be the best you can be physically. Mentally, you could do that as well. That's great, but that's a little bit easier. Shit, just read, study up some shit. Everybody's got the world's biggest encyclopedia in their fucking house nowadays. It's called a computer. You can research information all day. Fucking A, now you can go to AI. You have to write questions. and just go through the progressions and stuff like that. There's a ton of stuff. Do not stop learning, both physically and mentally. It is your number one fucking weapon. Arm yourselves, bitches. Angry Quad. Over and out. That's all.
I'm creating something from this broken world for all the others who feel this rage, this pain.